Wonderful. All right, so welcome to From Invisible to Influential, enhancing your CSO's digital footprint. And as you all know, this is something I'm very passionate about, and I always talk about all of the time to African organizations. And I know I was already introduced, so I'm not going to go deeply into it. I think the only thing I wanted to add is I'm a missionary kid. My dad is a missionary, so I fully understand the work of change makers and everyone who is trying to bring change in whatever community that they work in. It is close to my heart, and that is why I always take my time to um, do a lot of work when it comes to the nonprofit sector, the NGO sector, because I can relate. So I think that's the only thing I would want to add to my introduction. Beyond that, every other person knows me and you've listened to it. I'm not going to waste so much time with it. So a quick introduction. The digital revolution is what is happening right now. The digital space has become the new battlefield for advocacy, funding, and for impact. And whether you like it or not, you have to be able to leverage the digital space to raise more funds for your organizations, advocate for the causes that you champion, and sometimes make impact, because there are a different group of audience online that you can definitely be able to reach out to. Organizations that lack an online presence definitely will struggle to attract donors, partners, and volunteers. It is the sad truth. So if at this point you're here on this call listening to me and you do not have a strong online presence, and I'm not talking about your social media alone, and we'll talk about that subsequently. I'm not talking about your social media alone. If your online presence overall is not strong, you're going to struggle with a lot of things, because in the world that we find ourselves right now, the only way you can prove to people that you're actually making impact is through what they can see. Now, imagine I am down here in Europe and you are telling me about your organization and you say, okay, I'm the founder of Sakefa. We do this, we empower teachers, we do that, we do that. I'm like, oh, okay, can you share with me your website? That will be the very first thing I would ask for. Or share with me a link to Instagram. Instagram comes easily to people. Ask, or you say, okay, can I get a link to your LinkedIn page? That's like very first thing anyone would want to ask for. And that's why it's now a new battlefield. It's like ever evolving, always changing, and you cannot afford to be left behind in this change that happens on the digital space. So if you want to attract partners, you want to attract donors, you want to attract volunteers, you need to be able to build trust. You need to be able to show them what you do. And the only way you can do it right now, because we are in the digital economy, is leveraging digital media. Please, if everyone doesn't mind, ensure your mic is totally muted so that you do not interrupt the session. Thank you. Okay, so key questions again. This is something for you to think about, but I'm also going to check in the chat to see what your responses will be. Is your CSO discoverable online? Now, when I say discoverable, when I go to type you on Google, what do I see? And I'm going to make that very practical right now. So can I get the name of one organization? The last one, Child Education and Crime Eradication Foundation. When you Google your organization, what do you see? What comes up? Are you easily discoverable? When last did you share a post or update on your website? If you have a website, do people know what you do, how you do it, and how they can support you? Are you using digital tools to maximize your impact? All right, so I see Mordecai Care Foundation of Nigeria. We're going to Google Mordecai Care Foundation of Nigeria right now. I'm going to share Okay, let me just share my entire screen. I hope it's not too busy for you to see. And we're going to just make it quite practical. Let's see what pops up when we Google Mordecai here. I have so many tabs open. So I have copied and pasted. Can everyone still see my screen? If you can see my screen. Okay, great. Yeah. So this is Mordecai Care Foundation, and I am just quickly running a Google search. And yes, it comes up, right? They're on Global Giving. They have a website. They're on Idealist. Good track. Very good track. Now, what happens when we Google your own organization? When we check out your organization, what do we see when we check you out? What pops up? There are some organizations here that when we actually Google you, we can't find you. It won't even pop up. And that's because there is no SEO related to your organization. It's not been populated enough for people to actually, for Google to actually start putting you up on the search results. So is your CSO discoverable online? Is it easily discoverable? Right. I see Dolly Children Foundation. We're going to try this again. And let's see if we get to see some information. I'm 100% sure we'll see some information. Because I searched for Dolly Children too. Yes, there is the website. There are some publications, right? There's Facebook. There is even Wikipedia page. Amazing. How many of you here have, oh, okay, this is not for Dolly Children. All right. But then having a Wikipedia page is also something great you can think about.
You can check this off. If you Google Child Education and Crime Eradication Foundation, it will pop up.
Okay. Yeah, so we see there is a publication on This Day Live, and that's like digital footprints, right? That's what we're talking about. So how is your organization's digital footprint? Now we've checked digital footprint. When was the last time you posted on your website? Sincerely answer that in the chat. When was the last time you posted on your website? I want to see in the chat. Last month, last year.
Time you posted on your website. You posted on your website.
Last month, last year, yesterday. When was the last time you posted on your website? I want to see in the chat. I'm looking in the chat. Last year, that's bad. March 8th, okay, that's great. International Women's Day, okay. On the website, it's been a long time, but frequently on Instagram. We need to do better with the website. Last year, that's not good. This year, okay. When this year, we're already past the first quarter. First quarter ends by Monday. But great, this year is fairly, very, very great. We're upgrading our website, okay. Anyways, do people know who you are, what you do, and how they can support you? That's another question you need to think about. A lot of people have their social media pages, their websites, but when we go there, we can't connect to whatever information that is there. It's too busy. It's too everywhere. So do people know what you do and how to support you in clear terms? And I always tell nonprofits and CSOs, please, if you want to respond, just drop a message in the chat. Do not unmute your mic at this moment so we don't get distracted. Thank you so much. Okay, so when you have your website or your social media pages, do people know exactly what you do? This is what we do. These are the people we help. This is how we do it. And this is how you can support us. A lot of organizations, because we say that you should be online or you should have a digital footprint, we get caught up in sharing the impact, sharing the stories, sharing updates about the work that we do, and not making a direct act. You're not making a direct request. Sometimes when people see the stories, they get, connected and they just out of their own volition want to support you, right? But there are some people that they will see the stories and they'll be like, oh, this is so cute, and they'll pass because there was no direct ask. So do people know what you do and how exactly they can support you? And the last question is, are you using digital tools to maximize impact, or you're running away from digital tools because you think it's too expensive or because you think it's too complicated and you don't have the time to learn about it? So are you using digital tools to maximize your impact? Now, whatever your answers may be today, I would just want you to think about it and take some insights from what I'm about to share with you and know how you can apply it to your organization. So the goal of this training is simple: to help your organization go from being invisible to influential online. And to be honest, you need to be able to build an audience, a solid audience that will support you and become ambassadors for your organization. When they hear about Dolly Children's Foundation, they would boldly speak about your organization for you, even when you're not in the room. That's the kind of support you want to be able to build. That's the kind of commitment you want to be able to gather with your volunteers, with the people who already donate to you, with your partners. You want them to become ambassadors for your organization, because you can't be in all the rooms at all the time, right? But then when you have people who always speak for you, it makes work easy, right? And so let's start from understanding digital footprints. What exactly is a digital footprint? It's quite simple. The online trace that your CSO or NGO leaves behind through websites, social media, news mentions, digital content, and all of that. And like you saw when I Googled some of your organizations, we had a website. We had a website, we had digital content, we saw some organizations were mentioned in the news, and all of these things put together make up your digital footprint, the online trace that you leave behind. And whether or not you like it, like I said before, your digital footprint determines how easy it is for donors, volunteers, and partners to find and trust your organization. Everything about the impact work is a matter of trust. And the faster you get it, the better for you. Now, there is something called, what is it called? Having to tap into diaspora funding. How many of you know that right now, diaspora remittance is up to $50 billion? Nigeria is higher. How many of you know about this particular statistic? How many of you know? Please let me know in the chat. It's a yes or no. Do you know that as of last year, 2024, diaspora remittance was up to $50 billion? Now, if diaspora remittance is up to $50 billion and you want to begin to tap into that money that is hanging, people sending money back home, how exactly do you think they will trust your organization if they've never met you? How do you think they will trust your organization if they've never met you? If they've never met you, it is what they see online, what you're able to communicate to them, what they are able to go through that will help them make a decision to give to your organization. So you are there in one corner in your room, struggling, looking for funds, but there are organizations, individuals, more precisely, who are looking for people like you to give to. But the truth is, they don't trust organizations back home. And that's because organizations back home are not putting in the effort to actually build trust leveraging digital media. So how easy it is for you to reach donors or volunteers simply depends on your digital footprint in this time and age that we find ourselves. So there are two types of footprints. We have the active and the passive. The active footprint is basically content that your CSO creates that's coming out from your organization. So your social media posts, your blogs, your website updates, and all of these have to have SEO, they have to be SEO optimized so that when people search for keywords relating to what your organization does, you pop up. Now, when you go to search, excuse me, on Google, how to, let me see what quick how to set up a landing page, for example, when you Google that kind of thing, you immediately see some things coming out on the search. The one that is at the very top has a very strong SEO. They use keywords relating to what you have searched for. Now, how to donate online, the keyword there is donate or donation or NGOs or nonprofit. So some very important keywords have to be linked in your blog post or your website updates or your social media posts so that when people search, your content just comes up. When you go to Instagram, you know, Instagram is now a search engine because of the use of keywords, SEO, on that platform. Even LinkedIn is a search engine because you can find things. YouTube is another search engine. Now, when we go to any of those platforms beyond Google, okay, you tell me that you are active on Instagram or you're active on LinkedIn. When I go to search children, does your NGOs page pop up? If it doesn't pop up, then your SEO is not working. It's not good enough. Your keyword optimization is very poor. You need to work on it. So active footprint is from your content. Passive footprint is from data collected about your organization. So this will be mentions, reviews, third-party content. When you get featured in the news, you know, when you get featured on other third-party platforms and all of that. Maybe you were featured on special days, you were mentioned in some publication somewhere, or all of that. That's what passive footprint is. Now, with passive footprint, you need to sometimes be intentional about it. And why is that so? Sometimes some people don't even know you exist. But when you go to them, they are able to mention you on their platforms, and then you now begin to exist. Now, when we Googled Dolly Children's Foundation, there was a This Day Live newspaper publication that their name came up on. Now, that's passive footprint, right? They've been mentioned in the news. Now, when anyone Googles them, even if they don't have a website or they are not on social media, from that third-party mention, they are definitely going to have a digital footprint. It's standard. So in your communication strategy, in your digital media strategy, you want to be able to include media publications. And these things are not really expensive. At least 70K should get you mentioned in one newspaper. So target maybe when you have one great campaign that you want to put out, ensure you have a newspaper publication about it. You are not doing it to feel among. Don't look at it that way. You are doing it for your digital footprint, because these newspaper companies, they have digital, their websites and all of those things. They would always put you there. Now, when people search for you, they find you. Another thing passive footprint does for you is to build trust. If you can be mentioned in the national dailies in your country, you're a big boy, meaning you are trusted, right? That's what it means. They can trust you. So even if it's once or twice a year, ensure that for one of your campaigns or for one major project that you do, you are able to have a newspaper publication for that project. That way, you are building your passive footprint all the time. You can do it once a year. And imagine if you've been doing it consistently for 5 years, you have your passive footprint. Sometimes if you go a mile further, some of these these newspaper companies, you can spread the same content amongst 3, 4 of them. Sometimes blogs will pick that information from that newspaper and they share it, and you are building these footprints. So passive footprint is as important as your active footprint. And why exactly is digital footprint important? You are like, okay, Ella, we do not necessarily need the digital footprint because our donors don't come from the online space. We get our donors homegrown, they come from within, right? But To be honest, you can only increase your organization's credibility and trustworthiness when you build your digital footprint. Yes, you have donors from within, but at some point, your donors from within will not be able to help you anymore because they would burn out. You can't keep going to the same people to ask for support. They would burn out. You need to expand your reach. And in expanding your reach, you need to leverage the digital media to be able to do this. And you need your footprint to speak for you. It also makes it easier for funders and partners to find you, like I said before. When you go to pitch yourself to partners, the first thing they would always want to check out is your website or your Instagram, or let's see what these people are actually doing. So these things are very important. It also strengthens your advocacy and engagement efforts. A lot of us have our social media pages, and the only thing we do is just post pictures, we post videos. How many of you actually carry out campaigns? I mean, 30 days long campaigns, 3 months long campaigns regarding in relation to the causes that you champion. Menstrual Hygiene Month is coming. A lot of organizations are going to be making so much. Do you join them in this noise? Not because you want to join them, but do you actively join them to strengthen your advocacy and engagement efforts? There are some key months relating to the work that you do, right? If you care for children, there are key months relating to that. Or you just wait until it's Giving Tuesday and you're asking for donations. No, you need to leverage some of these advocacy campaigns to build your digital footprint, because there are some organizations, for example, World NGO Day, that organization goes to feature NGOs that actually use their hashtag. Giving Tuesday Africa, they go to pick organizations that actually use the Giving Tuesday Africa's hashtag. Now, if you use the hashtag and you're part of that campaign, you get featured, right? Your digital footprint is built. You get to build your organization's credibility and trustworthiness, and in return, you get some sort of support from people who come across that post or that message that has been put out there. So these are some reasons why it's absolutely important for you to leverage digital media and begin to build your digital footprint. No excuses. So what are the elements of a strong digital footprint? A lot of the things I'm going to be saying here today, they're not new to you. The only issue is you are not implementing. That's just the only issue, because you've watched YouTube videos, you've heard me speak 100 times. Maybe you're even following Hexa Media on social media and you're seeing the post because it's the same thing we keep talking about. Or you attended other meetings, you attend Microsoft conference, you attend ASIS conference. They're all saying the same thing. But the difference between you that was here, that came here, and you that lives is actually implementing. So the elements of a strong digital footprint: a well-optimized website. When we go to your website, what do we see? Is it scattered? Is your website optimized for mobile? I'm sure you know everyone goes to their phones first to go through, a website because it's easy. Not everybody will come to their laptop to type and search. So you have to ensure that your website is optimized for mobile. Also, how is the content on your website? Is it wordy? Is it heavy when it comes to words? Are you using industry jargon? There are some websites I go to, my goodness. The language that is there is so ambiguous. I can't get what you are doing. You are coming to, I can't, me that I'm doing PhD, I don't use those kind of English, right? I don't do it. You have to ensure that it is as simplified as possible. A rookie can get it. Your homepage, how is it? Your homepage is where you convert people to become donors, volunteers, or partners. It is from your homepage everything happens. So your homepage should have what you do, how you do it, your impact, and how they can support you. Is a full one page, how do they put, one sales page, your sales page. Your homepage is your sales page. There are other parts of your website, which like your get involved page, your about us page, your events page. But to be honest, people don't really go to that side all the time. If you have analytics, an analytic plugin on your website, you would be able to know the pages that people are actively visiting. And then you will be able to confirm what I'm saying. So your website, your homepage should have all of the information someone needs to take a decision in 3 seconds. That's what, if they come to your website and in 3 seconds, they just stay there and they're not convinced, they will leave. They won't even continue to go through to see your success stories, and they will not do it. And in this economy where there are so many, the knowledge economy, so much information flying around, everyone gets distracted. So you need to be able to grab the attention of your website visitors with a well-optimized website. So avoid industry jargon. If your mission, vision about us is too complicated, go right now and simplify it. Ensure it is optimized for mobile. Your colors are not all over the place. It is not heavy to load. If your website loads heavily, it's either because you have too many pictures, too many videos, and your whatever CSVC or the many web jargon is heavy. Ensure that your web guy makes it as light as possible. If need be, post your videos on YouTube and link it, embed the links on your website. That way it makes it easier for people to go through without having to lag. So these are some things you should consider when it comes to your website. Also, the last thing I forgot to mention for website is your SEO. Like I said before, keywords, very important in all of your content. Ensure you have keywords so that at every point someone searches, you are finding. The next element is high quality content, blogs, videos, reports, very important. Do not take it for granted. Quarterly reports. Some organizations do monthly reports. Most organizations stick to annual reports. It is sweeter to do quarterly reports or monthly reports if you have the resources than to do one whole annual report. Now, here's why. People may not read your annual report as much as you expect them to. All you just begin to have is document upon document upon document. So if you break this report into quarterly reports every 3 months, this means that they are able to get bite-sized information before your annual report. So you've kept them in the loop all through the year. At the end of the year, even if they don't get to read that annual report fully, you still have it, because sometimes you might need it for fundraising, you might need it for grants, and all of that. So in your digital strategy, include quarterly reports. And I know some of you might be saying, okay, we don't have a website now. How can we share our blogs? How can we do all of this high quality content? Substack. Substack is free. You can use that for your organization. Substack is absolutely free. You can use it, right? You don't have an excuse. There is a free alternative for everything. It might not be as good, it might not be as quality, but it is a start. It's somewhere you can start from. It's the springboard to the better ones. So you don't have an excuse to remain without a digital footprint. However, the benefit of having your blogs on your website is for the SEO, so that you are easily searchable, so that when people search for keywords on your blog, they still land on your website. But with Substack, it is not hosted on your website, so there is sometimes a break in connection, if you get what I mean. But you don't have an excuse. Start from somewhere. So blogs, videos, reports. When it comes to videos, some of you might be thinking that you need to sit down and be talking and be creating content. I know you don't have the time. You're not even a content creator. We don't need you to do that. Look at it this way. You carry out outreaches. Have you decided to get a volunteer who is good with videos that takes us from the beginning of the outreach till the end, and you create some sort of documentary around it? And guess what? YouTube can be monetized. That can be another source of income for your organization. So if you put these videos on YouTube and you share with people, definitely people will be able to see like a longer version of the work that you do, become more connected. Now, let me give you a very practical example for videos. You have an outreach, you start to put together a video from how you started to prepare for the outreach. You get some interviews from your volunteers. You get some interviews from the beneficiaries. When you finally have the outreach, you show us how the outreach is going. And at the end of the outreach, you get feedback from people who have participated. People who have participated in the outreach. How was it beneficial to them? What did they learn? And all of that. And you put all of this video together with an intro and outro. And at the end of the video, you can tell people this is how they can support you and all of that. And it becomes a 5 minute video, or even if it is a 1 minute video, it is still good enough. And you can do this. You are building your digital footprint. When people search for you on YouTube, they find you. So do not be stuck with just writing if it's not possible. And you can use CapCut or even Clipchamp or Microsoft to edit these videos. You don't need the paid version of CapCut, by the way. Very free. So this is possible, very possible. Active and engaging social media is another strong digital element of a digital footprint. We already know this. If you're on social media, you just have a page, you're not posting actively, you are wrong. You need people to be able to engage with you. Social media is not one-way street. Media mentions and collaborations also is a strong element of a digital footprint. You need to be mentioned in the media as much as possible. As much as possible. Now, what are some mistakes CSOs make when it comes to their digital footprint? Like I said before, no website or poorly managed website. Your website has outdated content. You don't update it. There is no clear call to action. Like I said when I first started, people know who you are, what you do, you share your impact, you share everything, but you don't tell them what to do. There is no clear call to action. How can they support you? Do you want volunteers at that point? If you want money, how much do you need? Sometimes organizations don't even want money. You want food for the people that you help. If you don't tell us you want food, how will I know that you want food? Don't assume for your donors or your partners. Lay it bare. Like they say, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. If you don't ask, you will not receive. So no website or poorly managed website, inconsistent social media presence. You post once in a while when you have a campaign or when you have a donation, a fundraiser, and then you disappear. And when you post when you have a fundraiser and nobody donates to you, you say that social media doesn't work for fundraising. It's a lie. I can tell you it's a lie because I've worked with organizations that we've been able to raise $1,000 for our online campaigns at each time that we've done it. It works. And I believe it would have even been more if we're as active as we're supposed to be. These things work. There are people who are seeing the work that you do. They don't like your post. They don't drop a comment. They don't do anything. They are just looking through your post. But the day you mention that you need something, those people will send you a DM and they will support. There are times when organizations I've worked with, we just get an Instagram DM or sometimes a WhatsApp message. Hello, I came across your organization. I would like to donate so and so amount. How can I get a receipt? Because people in diaspora would always want a receipt for tax purposes. And we're asking, where did you see us? Where they're like, they don't want to get involved. They just want to donate. And when they donate, sometimes it runs in 6 figures. They just donate. And those people, is a one-time donation. You never hear from them again. And this happens because of digital footprint. So your inconsistent social media presence is killing you. Create a system around your posting. Please, can everyone mute their mics? Thank you. Create a system around your posting. Your consistency is dependent on you. I always say that. Don't think you have to show up 7 times a week or 7 days of the week because someone said so. I will tell you, determine what consistency is and stick to it. At the beginning of this year, I ran a 30 days video challenge. To be honest, I didn't even finish the 30 days. There was 1 day left. I totally forgot. But guess what? I was not posting every day, day 1, day 2, day 3, back to back like that. No, that was not the consistency I wanted to keep. I was doing it once in 2 days. There were sometimes I did once in 3 days. But what mattered was I stayed till the end. So consistency is dependent on you. What are the systems you have in place that would help you remain consistent? What are the resources available to you? Use this to determine how consistent you will be with your social media. Also, lack of engaging content, too much text, no visuals, no storytelling, or you already have very bad pictures or poorly edited videos. Some of these little things matter in the online world, unfortunately, but it matters. You need to take these things quite seriously. Not leveraging AI and automation. Do not run away from AI. It helps you do a lot of things you cannot imagine. I know how much work I've been able to save myself with AI automations. I just automate things and I don't know when it's happening because I have set the system for it to work. There is a tool for every problem. There is a tool for every problem. So if you are bootstrapping, you are the sole person within your organization, which I don't advise you to be. However, if at the moment that's what it is, you need to leverage AI and automations to ensure that you are able to keep up with all of the responsibilities with your digital visibility and your digital footprint. And then you fail to engage and build community. You are just posting. You don't engage. You don't respond to comments. You don't respond to DMs. You don't go to engage on other people's pages. You will not follow the person, but you expect them to follow you. Or you don't even go to drop a comment. How do you expect people to connect and relate with your own organization? Yes, you are a nonprofit, but on social media, we are not looking at organizations, we are looking at individuals. So you need to engage and build a community. Don't treat social media like a one-way street. It is social media, social, and social interaction has to do with 2 people or more. So you need to see it in that way. So what are the strategies to enhance your digital presence? I've said a lot of these things. Build a strong SEO optimized website. Your website is your digital office. As much as possible, you need to ensure it's mobile friendly, SEO optimized, updated regularly with news, impact stories, fundraising campaigns, and you have an integrated blog and donation system. The donation system is most important because that is how people can give to you after they've gone all through your website and they are looking for, how can I give to this organization? Do you think they'll call you? They will not always call you. They will not always send you a message. They won't do that. Because when they come, they don't see how they can give to your organization, no donation system. They just get distracted and they drop off. You've lost one donor. And imagine how many people visit your website in one day. So you want to ensure that you have a donation system. At Excel Media, we always preach digital fundraising system. These things are possible even with the use of AI right now, makes it even sweeter and easier to do. So consider your organization and find out how you can set up a digital fundraising system for your website. And then you need to master social media for impact. If you cannot do it by yourself, please get someone. Don't use the excuse. We like to give excuses for not doing a lot of things. Don't give yourself any excuse. Determine in your heart that you want to improve and work towards improving, no matter how small. So you need to master social media for impact. You're trying to connect with people on a different level. And like I said, when I first started, the nonprofit work, the CSO, NGO work, you're getting people to care about other people's problems. So why should I care about the cause that you champion? You support children. I don't have children. Why should I bother? Why should I bother? It might look cold to you, but it's the truth. That's how a normal human being will think. You post somebody's picture and say the person needs help. If I cannot connect, I cannot relate, I can't help you. It's the truth. Everybody is going through their own tough time. So why should I add somebody else's problem to my own? This is how you should think about it when you're creating your content, when you're trying to create stories, when you're trying to create everything communication-wise that would help get you donors. Why should this person care? Why should they even bother? So there are different platforms: LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, which is now known as X, TikTok, and YouTube. Depending on the resources that are available to you, depending on your target audience and the goal of being on social media, you can choose what platform works. I always tell every founder that I work with, choose a maximum of 3. In fact, 3 is too much, but choose a maximum of 3. And the 3 of them should have specific goals. If your goal for the year is to build a community engagement, to network with donors, and also to share educational content, you might want to consider LinkedIn, for example. You might want to consider Instagram and Facebook, because now they are connected, and also consider TikTok. But now if you do a lot of advocacy work, you want to consider Twitter, because that's where all of this, advocacy happens. So think about the goal of your organization and why you are on social media in the first place. And then choose 3 platforms that you can focus your efforts on. I remember that each platform is not the same. Each platform has what works. TikTok is a video-dominated platform. So if you're choosing TikTok because your target audience is there, that means you need to be churning out a lot of video content. But now, thanks to AI, you can do a lot of video content without even showing your face. So think about your organization. What's the goal? Who are your target audiences? What are the resources available to you? And choose the platforms that suit you. Now, the next strategy is your content strategy. What to post and when. And here are some content ideas that I have here for every day of the week. For Mondays, beginning of the week, we need to be gingered. Inspirational stories or behind the scenes work. Tuesday, educational content. Your educational content can be statistics, infographics, industry updates, whichever one it is that you want to do. Wednesdays can be impact stories from beneficiaries or your volunteers. Get your volunteers involved in the process. They are doing the work with you. They can share their own view, their point of view. Yes, point of view. Thursday, advocacy messages and call to action. Friday, fundraising or partner shout out. Weekend, engagement focus post, depending on how you want to post. Now, like I said, choose the platform. Your posting can be 3 to 5 times a week, 3 at the least, that's the minimum, 5 times at the maximum, so that you don't burn out. And what you can do is schedule this post ahead of time. Do not wake up today and say, what are we going to post today? You are going to burn out. Don't do that. What you do is pick a day in the month, most times at the end of the month. Now, today is 27th of March. From now till the end of March, you should have planned your content calendar for April. So what are the activities we are doing in April? Is there a fundraiser? Is there an event? And all of that. And then you sit down, create a content calendar for the whole month of April, your designs, your caption, the content idea, everything. When you create all of this, what you can now do is, if you don't want to schedule, you can go every day, copy, paste, and post. But that might not be sustainable because things happen. Network might not work, or your battery is low, or something is happening. That's why I always advise to schedule your posts. And there are free platforms you can schedule on every 30 days. Also, another strategy is storytelling. Like I said before, people connect with stories, not just statistics. They need to care about another person's problem. So instead of saying we provided education to 500 girls, you are going more depth and creating a story out of it. Meet Amina, you are putting a name to the face or a name to the girl. Girls are girls. I'm a girl, right? So you need to be specific. Meet Amina, a 14-year-old who couldn't attend school because of period poverty. With your support, she now has access to reusable pads and never misses class. You can go further to say, with your support, we have been able to reach 500 girls like Amina, but we can do more. Now you want to make an ask. So this is how you should be crafting your captions or your posts that you want to put out. You need to tell a story around it. There are some posts that you cannot tell a story around it. There's no story for it. For example, educational posts. You have to just go straight to the point. So use different storytelling formats, either short form social media stories, that's real videos, or blog stories, video testimonials, whichever one, there has to be story included in every element of what you share online. Then we move on to email marketing. The last time I was on Sakefa, I mentioned email marketing, and I know some of you said you do not do email marketing. And I know if I ask you now again, you still tell me you don't do email marketing. I know you still tell me that. However, email marketing is a secret weapon. Sometimes Nigerians don't read their emails, I know. But if you want to reach a different demographic, or your target audience are more serious people, you might want to consider email marketing. Right now with Nigeria, I'm even carrying out a survey that helps to determine if email marketing or SMS or WhatsApp is a better platform when it comes to engaging with, with donors and partners and all of that. But email marketing still works depending on how you do it. It's more reliable than social media. You can't get everyone's phone number if you say it's WhatsApp. You cannot, there are some people that will not give you their numbers. You cannot also get everyone to see your post on social media, but you can control how you engage with donors and supporters via email. It's direct. And it's also the best way to nurture long-term relationships. When you begin to send me broadcast messages on WhatsApp, I will get upset. There are some people that have done that to me. I tell them, look, I did not give you my consent to add me to your broadcast list. Remove me, I'm not there. I don't want to be there. It can get annoying. So imagine that happens. Is WhatsApp now dependable for you? No, it's not. What if Instagram dies down? How do you get the contacts, the followers that you have? Imagine you have 10K followers. It's emails. So leverage emails for your organization, send monthly newsletters, fundraising appeals, impact updates, volunteer and donor appreciation messages, and so much more you can do with emails, right? And lastly, AI and automation to save you time and work smarter. As much as possible, leverage AI to your advantage, to your benefit. There are so many tools out there. I know because the AI world is, moving very fast. Every day one tool comes out. Every day one tool comes out. As of last year, we're basking in ChatGPT. This year, it is DeepSeek. It is Claude. It is so many, Notebook LM, so many tools. But as much as possible, find the one that works for you, stick with it, hone that platform for what you need to do. ChatGPT is very great when you want to use it for drafting content. Canva for quick, high-quality designs. Midjourney, Bing AI for AI-generated visuals. Sometimes founders complain that you can't share the pictures of your beneficiaries because of privacy issues and all of that. You can use AI to create an image that doesn't look like your beneficiary, and you actually still share an image to talk about what you want to talk about. So AI generated visuals would really help you. Social media scheduling tools, I mentioned scheduling. There is Buffer, there is Hootsuite, there is Meta Business Suite, all for free. Email automation tools, there is MailerLite, there is GetResponse, and I also mentioned Substack, which you can begin to use for your organization right now. So at every level that you are, AI can help you to solve one problem or the other, save time, work smarter. The joy of AI is it's here as an assistant. It is not here to take the work away from you. When you begin to see AI as taking the work from you, then you have lost it. That's what I can say. Because look, when it comes to ChatGPT, for example, ChatGPT is not going to create the content by itself. It needs the human being who has the knowledge, who knows what they want, to tell it what to do. Now, if you don't tell it what to do, it can't do it. That's why it's not taking the work from you. Instead, you need to learn how to use ChatGPT to remain relevant, because it's relevance that is the key thing. And also, one thing with AI is prompting. If you do not prompt AI platforms properly, you can't do anything with AI. It will just keep giving you the wrong responses and would not work for you. By the way, we have an AI course, you are the first to hear it, that is going to be launching sometime in May. So you can watch out for that, so that you learn how to use AI for your organization, different tools. Like I said, there are over 5,000 AI tools right now, and they keep launching more, both paid, both free, so many tools. But there are tools that can work for you when it comes to grant writing, when it comes to creating content, when it comes to searching for leads in terms of donors, when it comes to automations and stuff. People create chatbots that actually respond and engage with their donors right now. People do it. There are questions that your donors keep asking. You don't have the time and you don't have a staff that can stay on the call and respond to them. You can create a chatbot that actually responds to all of these questions, because you have trained the chatbot to do that for you. That's AI, power of AI. So watch out for that course while we so that you can learn how exactly to create, use AI, for your organization. So some quick case studies. Earlier, I mentioned that there are organizations I have worked with, right, that have leveraged AI, digital footprint, and all of that to build their organizations. And Knob Foundation is one organization that is very close to my heart. They cater to people living with sickle cell, and using AI-powered marketing strategies, we've been able to raise over $2,000 across multiple platforms through multiple campaigns, right? We have also leveraged AI to optimize their website for better donor engagement, and also engage their audience with social media storytelling. We have an idea for a campaign, we go to AI, ChatGPT or Claude, and ask it to fine-tune the idea. Now, if you listen, we have the idea. We're not asking it to give us the idea, although it can be very good in giving you ideas too sometimes. So we've been able to leverage this for digital fundraising success, right? And another organization, the Smile Outreach, using using AI, using all of the digital fundraising, not digital fundraising, digital strategy, we've been able to actually move their organization from not being so active, but being active on social media, reaching at least 6,000 people every month consistently. Some of you look at followers on your page. It's not about followers. How many people are actually engaging and reaching? How many people is your post reaching? That's what you should be looking at. And so the digital strategies that we've been able to implement has built their digital footprint, ensure their website is optimized, and also their audiences are engaged on social media using storytelling. So all of this thing works, right? It just depends on how you use it and how consistent you are. Consistency is what is key, and that's what makes the difference between you and the other organizations. And so my question to you is, What is remaining invincible causing you? Your lack of visibility equals no funding, equals no growth, equals no impact. Because when you don't have money, you cannot reach the people you want to reach. And in turn, you can't make an impact. Your audience is online. The question is, are you reaching them? They are online. There are more than 3 million users of the internet. More than. Now, if we're looking at just 3 million, imagine what is available to you. Even if it's just 3 million users, there is someone for every organization. So your audience is online. Don't say they are not online, depending on who your audience is. You can DIY your digital strategy, or you can get an expert to help fast track your success. Everyone says, I can do it myself. They go on their, you go to ask ChatGPT to create a digital strategy for you. ChatGPT will create something, to be honest, it will. But if you probably didn't prompt it well, it won't work for you because you didn't give it the information it needs to tailor it to your organization. But beyond using ChatGPT, you need people who have actually done the work, people who have tried, made mistakes, and tweaked their mistakes to get better results. And so my call to you would be, if you're not interested in DIYing anymore, if you're not interested in staying at the level in which you are, we can help you elevate your CSO's digital presence. So you need a winning digital strategy, we've got you covered. You want to begin to leverage AI-powered content that attracts donors just because you do not have the time, you do not have the team, we can help you create it. Or you have issues with your website. A lot of you mentioned your website here. You want to upgrade, you want to create a new one. You're looking for your website and social media optimization. We can make it happen. If you're tired of DIYing, get in touch with us at Hexa Media. We're solely happy to help you build and grow leveraging digital media. Feel free to visit the website on your screen or send us an email, and I will be happy to work with you on your nonprofit. Thank you so much. I hope I've been able to convince you, but not confuse you, about the benefits of building your digital footprint and leveraging digital media for your organization. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Emanuela. It's such an amazing session. And I believe everybody here can also agree, but I will not speak on their behalf. Even though Emanuela has finished presenting to us, she has poured her heart into us. I feel in the comment section, can you just be dropping how you feel about the training? What can you say? Just one word, because I believe that it's good that Emanuela hears this, sees it herself, and she will feel encouraged that she has come to really invest in us, and we will make her proud. We will not disappoint her. She made a comment the other time that the last time she came, unfortunately I was not part of the training the first time you said you came, but you said, oh, some people, email marketing, you will say you don't have time. You don't have time. We need to step up. Thank God that this month wraps up the first quarter. But Emanuela, we believe. So let me just quickly, we believe we'll make you proud. Am I getting an amen? So let me just read. I can see some comments here. People are saying, Amici said, very impactful. Thanks for putting this together. It takes lots of work, to put this together. Some people are already saying they're dropping. I'm meeting her this second time in 2 months. Wow. So you have students here. Someone said insightful. Someone said this is wonderful. Yes, this is wonderful. I'm trying to see what our secretary said, because amazing. Yes, yes.